Hey, what's going on, YouTube land? This is Bilal,
And I'm Paige, his
and
wife.
this is my wife. And we had an interesting question raised by my wife regarding what should we do about the devil on this planet. And of course, the devil on this planet, many of us know that it is the white man, and we're just wondering about it. I mean,
Yes.
it's
My real question was, the
yeah,
exact question
yeah, the
was,
exact question because I'm slow. Go ahead.
okay, the question was, is the answer really to eliminate all white people from the planet?
Good question, dear. Well, I think the answer, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but throughout my whole life, I've been around 35 years, and I found that every instance that I found myself around white people, it was always very troublesome. It
Mm,
was always something that I had to, watch out for myself for the most part, or I
mm,
had to basically not associate with where I'd come from.
right,
You know, it was always a thing where I was wrong and they were right.
right,
So, of course, yeah, I mean, hey, I say yeah. When I was a kid, I mean, definitely, of course, as an adult, I say that to get rid of not just, white flesh, it's not about getting rid of, faces and, bodies. It's about removing the type of thinking. Well, for the most part, some people would say, hell, you got to remove white people, right?
right.
But I think this is what's going to happen is that if you find yourself removing white people, the thought of white supremacy will live among
The
those
idea of, yeah,
those black people or those non-white people. So that's
exactly,
where the problem is going to continue.
exactly.
You know.
So the answer
Excuse
is
me.
not just remove white people,
Mm.
remove white thinking.
Oh, white thinking. That's
White
gonna.
thinking, let's
Mm.
define white thinking.
Well,
Okay,
how would you start?
first, I would say for all my sisters out there, perming your hair,
Mm.
yeah,
The perm.
that's part of white thinking. I would say that.
I think so. Like, see, what I got on top of my head, I mean, I didn't even choose that. You know what I mean? But it's a reality that I had to face, but I never thought for 1 second that it was a better reality than the top of my wife's head on. I mean, let's see. Look at all these ridges. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all these waves. Beautiful. It's different. And different, just like Reverend Wright says, doesn't mean deficient. It means basically this is the beginning and this is the end. Well, not quite the end because I would have to have blonde and well, blonde hair and what?
And very
And
fine.
very fine.
That
So
the so-called tawny hair.
yeah, that'd be the end of as far as this phenotype. You know what I mean?
Right.
So nobody, I think, on this right mind would want to kill in mass anybody.
Right.
But I think the only way we're going to kill white supremacy or white people is by killing the thought that tells us as a people, as black people on this planet, that we are deficient.
Right.
We
Okay.
have to. I think, babe, we're going to have to get rid of that because the only way to get rid of that is by what you mentioned about education. Well, you mentioned education in the sense of we have to teach. That's what it was. It's of course it starts with
Right.
the top of your head, really to the bottom of the soles of your feet. It really has to start throughout. And I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Educate, educate, educate. Actually, not just educate. You have to change too. I mean, you can know all these things, and if you don't apply what you know
Mm-hmm.
to your life, then it's useless. You just know it. It's just like knowing those little facts that you get off the Snapple cap. You
Mm-hmm.
know, those little facts of life. I mean, facts
Mm-hmm.
that who cares? Who cares what a cross between a goat and a sheep is? I read that on a Snapple bottle.
Yeah, that's some stupid shit. I know. I know, but it's just like little. look at this. We can't. I think what it is that we can't live on jogging alone. We can't be talking and shit and keep on talking and shit. What we're gonna do as far as trying to maintain black solidarity and basically, build black business and all this shit. We have to find ourselves doing it. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do it, and I know it's gonna be tough. And I know it's tough. I mean, hey, working with our own people and basically working toward building something is always tough.
True that. True that. Because I run a daycare, and when out of my own home, see, and in the beginning, it was slow. You know what I mean? It was slow. No one knew me or anything, about me. So, people weren't
Hmm.
calling and saying, "Hey, you got any openings?" They weren't exactly doing that. So now
Hmm.
that I'm out there
Hmm.
a little bit, and people know my name and everything. They know I'm here.
Hmm.
So I mean that. Hey, it's rolling. Business is rolling.
I think.
So I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's that first hump you have to get over, and just take the initiative to actually just put yourself out there. I think that's the hardest thing to do.
I think my wife is right about as far as putting yourself out there. I think even the thoughts and going back to is the question basically removing white people. I think the answer is to have love for oneself, and the only time you're gonna have love for oneself is that you are constantly reminded of your greatness. You gotta and you gotta believe in yourself. The only way
Exactly. You got to know it.
and the only way to believe truly in yourself is you have to have constant reminders. It's like, for example, I was just thinking about, my wife when she said about the whole hair thing. You know what I mean? As far as having kinky hair, curly, frizzy, what have you. Just black hair. All
Hmm.
right. If I were to tell my wife, this is an example of self love or hate, self hate. If I was to tell my wife that she should straighten out her shit, then what is that telling me, anybody, or even her, about her own self? You know.
That I'm not good enough. That's what it's telling me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of you fellas out there, a lot of you black men out there, you have to get that idea out of your head too. Oh, I don't want a woman with all this nappy hair and all this and blah blah blah. Stop getting your hair permed. Be a man. You know, wear a decent haircut or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't get a cut, just let it grow naturally. Why you gotta perm it? I mean, that's ridiculous for you too.
I mean,
I mean, but
well.
anyway, what I was saying though,
Mm-hmm.
black men, stop telling your black woman that their hair is not pretty or that they don't look good as they are. Come on.
Yeah, what the fuck is all that about? I mean, of course, I know what that's all about because I'm old enough
That's
to.
that white
Yeah,
thinking.
well, yeah, that's that white man. That's the thing. See, that going back to that shit is that do we kill the white man or do we kill the white supremacy theology? Do we kill
Both.
that?
Both.
We could do a lot of killing the thought and a little bit of killing the white man if he gets in the way of trying to build a solidarity among all Africans
Yeah.
throughout the world.
Yeah.
All people of color.
And it's bound to happen.
It's gonna happen. There's gonna be bloodshed. I don't itch for it. I don't itch for it, but I know that I can protect my neck, and I know that I will for my family and for my community and for my black nation. Period.
That's
So
right.
the thing is that no matter, I mean, it's even going back to like it's like this intraracial thing that's happening. See, I said intra because both of our families, we have black in our families. One, my wife is a little darker, or three shades, 2.5 shades darker than me. I would say 3 shades darker,
Yeah,
whatever.
I got a few shades on you.
She got a few shades on me, but she's not the darkest person I've ever been with.
No,
No.
not
Um,
a darker person out there.
no, but check it. The whole point is that we have to come together and fight for what we truly believe is right.
And stop all this infighting.
That's the point. Is that there's a lot of infighting among Africans that have blackness in them, and then of course there's trouble among people that are just not with black. So fix it. All right? Can we do this?
What you do? Stop talking. Do.
All right. Peace.
Peace.